Hi everybody and welcome back to the Girly Girl Bookworm. So now I have a TBR video. If you have not checked out my monthly wrap up, definitely go check that out. So these are the books that I plan on reading in November. I tried to not pick out like 30 like I did for Halloween, and that was just bad because by the end of the month I was so over my TBR. I felt like I was in like some prison or something because it was like I felt like it was homework, like, oh my god, I have to read these books because I said I was going to read these books. So it got to be like a chore and it just wasn't fun anymore, and I was getting really over all the creepy reads. So I was like, I need to just step away from the TBR, which I ended up doing at the end of the month, which made reading a lot easier for me. So yes, I try to keep this month pretty short with my TBR just so that way I don't get stressed out with what I'm reading. So I'm going to show you the book I'm currently reading, and I am currently reading Vessel by Sarah Beth Durst. I'm not that far into it. I just started it while I was at work today, and I'm only 42 pages in. So far I'm kind of confused. Like, I'm not that confused, but like I just don't know where the story's going to go, which is kind of interesting. I was looking at my bookshelf, and of course, you know, you never have anything to read, even when you have like 90 books on your bookshelf. And one of my things was like, you need to read a book that's been on your shelf a really long time. I'm almost pretty positive. I think I bought this on Black Friday last year or something like that. So definitely been on my shelf for a while. Definitely time to get it off. So I'm really excited to read this because this is the same author as Drink Slay Love. I'm going to show you the cover because I think it's at the end of this because it's by the same author. I loved this book. I rated this book 5 stars one year. It was like on my top list. So definitely really interested in getting to see what this has in store. I got my first blogging for books book. That makes sense. When I started my blog, I also joined the Blogging for Books website. And when you join that website, if you have a blog, like a written blog, you could join it and they will send you a book for review. And you can't get another book until you submit your review and they approve it and all these kinds of things. So I got my first one. I'm so excited. I'm probably going to read this next just because I'm thrilled to have the opportunity. And I got 2 a.m. at the Cat's Pajamas by Marie-Helene Bertino. I think that's how you pronounce it. Like, look at this spine. Like, this book is just gorgeous, and it feels beautiful, and it's, like, silky and smooth, and I loves it a lot. And I can't wait to read it. It's about a little girl, a woman. I believe she's, like, a teacher. Yeah, so, like, it's this little girl who's, like, a jazz singer. This woman who is, like, her 5th grade teacher, and, like, this guy who, like, goes to this club or something like that. Not club, but, like, yeah, jazz club. And, like, they all, like, and it's on, like, Christmas Eve, or, like, the eve of Christmas Eve. And, like, different things are going to happen to them. And I think it's going to be really exciting. And the font isn't that bad, so I'm really looking forward to getting to this very soon. And being able to blog it and review it for you. The next book I want to read this month is A Year of Fog by Michelle Richmond. This just seems like a really interesting book. I think it's kind of got a thriller-esque to it, I think. I'm not really 100% sure what it's about because this was a book that was given to me by Jen from Reading with Pugs. So I'm really excited to see what I think about this one. One book that is going to be like literally like a sit down and just don't move for an entire weekend probably read is Layer of Dreams by Libba Bray. I know I want to get to this sooner rather than later, especially because it's so big that I feel like if I leave it on my shelf for a really long time, I'm never going to read it. So I definitely want to get to it sooner rather than later. Even though I know the 3rd book probably won't come out for another like 10 years, like we waited for this one for so long. So I'm still wanting to read this. I know I have to definitely read a synopsis of the last book first just to refresh my memory before I can get to this big boy. So, yeah. Definitely another book that I'm getting to this month is Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard. Today, when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to read, and I almost let myself read this one, but I wanted to read an older book first, I like just read the first page. And, like, it sucked me in right away. Like, I'm going to read the first sentence to you. And it's called, like, the chapter is called, Good Morning, You're Going to Die. It says, yeah, I know. You guys are going to read about how I died in agony, and you're going to be like, wow, that's so cool, Magnus. Can I die in agony too? No, just no. Don't go jumping off any rooftops. Don't run into the highway or set yourself on fire. It doesn't work that way. You will not end up where I ended up. Besides, you wouldn't want to deal with my situation unless you've got some crazy desire to see undead warriors hacking one another to pieces, swords flying up giants' noses, and dark elves in snappy outfits. And you shouldn't even think about finding the wolf-headed doors. My name is Magnus Chase. I'm 16 years old. This is the story of how my life went downhill after I got myself killed. So this just sounds hilarious, and I cannot wait to get to it. Again, one of my students is like constantly after me every day, like, did you read it? Did you read it? So I definitely need to get to this very soon. And then the last book that I want to read this month should be a no-brainer if you've been watching me the past few months. The Deathly Hallows, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, by J.K. Rowling. This is the last one I have to reread. I almost picked it up today, but I was like, I'm not getting myself into a 700-page book right now, so I didn't pick it up. But definitely by the end of this month, I will be picking this up. So those are the books that I plan on reading this month. Let me know what you plan on reading down below, and I will see you guys in my next